guys, my name is JessiMew, and welcome back to Adam's Quest. In the last episode, we finally discovered the ghost of the mountains, the beautiful Anarim, who was haunting our tribe with plenty of strange noises as she tried desperately to claw up the fish from the stream. But now that she's part of our tribe, she could probably get some help from some of the more capable fishers, especially Doubloon. I'm sure he wouldn't mind grabbing a few extra morsels for her, as long as some of the food goes to his new baby. Or at least what he assumes is his new baby. Spell looks so much like Doubloon that I feel like he could probably pass as his son, and that's what Mary's going to want him to think. She wouldn't want to tell him, after all, that she actually had a child with his brother, so as long as Mimic doesn't come back from his journey, then I think that secret will be safe to remain just with them. Now today we're going to go back to our oracles, because they need to focus on their mission too. Frost Howl, after all, he's still trying to find a way to break Daybreak's curse, because unfortunately getting rid of that Bergina just wasn't enough. Now they've discovered that their food sources have been poisoned too. And of course, Frost Howl's dreams are all cloudy and muddy, and he can't find a way to break past them to see his visions anymore. But he doesn't really want to let his tribe know, because he's afraid that he's going to scare them, of course. So many creatures have looked up to our oracles for guidance. He doesn't want to give them any more reason to fear Daybreak than they already have. And for that matter, he also wants to see Shine's confidence grow. He's really taken a shining to this once cursed child, the one whose origins actually brought about the curse itself. So now that she's feeling much more invigorated, much more confident about banishing this curse entirely, maybe they would even look toward the nests. I mean, you would think that these nests would probably be a little bit cursed. Mr. Dodomingo, are you taking care of a bunny in that nest? Oh my goodness, there's like a baby bunny merged with this Dodomingo. Okay, I guess it's because we don't have any children in the nest. Maybe our Dodomingo is feeling a little bit lonely. He just wants somebody to take care of. So I think this is a pretty good sign that you two need to start a family too. I'm hoping that Frost Howl's kids could have the antennas, so they can take on his role as another oracle. And luckily Shine does have the antennas in her inactive traits, and that's in part because of her father. So hopefully it won't be very hard for us to weasel that out of their genetics. Just in case though, I am going to place the antennas in her first slot, and we'll go ahead and place the Bergina ears into her second. That's another pretty common mark of an oracle in our tribe, so we need to make sure that they have the opportunity to inherit it. As for Frost Howl, there aren't nearly as many flaws in his genetics. We will need to keep an eye on the short-sighted eyes, because I think that's also in Shine's genes too. It would be kind of interesting if our oracles had poor eyesight though. They can see the future through their visions, but they can't see what is literally right in front of them. I think that would be pretty ironic. Now I was thinking for his second slot, maybe we could try to pull out one of those more rare eye colors. We haven't seen the yellow eyes in ages, not since our snake sisters, I believe. But I'm also kind of curious about the orange eyes because I don't think I've seen them in game. It might actually make sense too, since the oracles are so influenced by the warmth of the sun. So that orange eye color, if we do manage to pull it out of his genetics, might be a fun thing for us to keep on them too. So I guess we'll have Frost Howl breed with her. That way, if the Dodomingo does decide to move, she should be able to swoop right into that nest. I guess they're kind of throwing caution to the wind. There we go. That was kind of sad. I'm sorry for getting rid of your little baby bunny Dodomingo. We have to use this nest though. Now jump on over here, Frost Howl, and we'll have you go ahead and pick up all of that meat. And then you can sit down right next to the nest so you can see the birth of your very first baby. Fingers crossed for a very, very strong oracle. Now as for Frostbite, he's trying to find a way to take care of this poisoned food source. So if we could just find maybe more roots for him to dig up, that would probably be the best place to start. It's too bad we don't have more over here, because it looks like there are plenty of poison berry bushes to go around. Maybe we should bring him through the grass, just to see if there's anything else out here that could help him. Wait a second. Oh no, Chestnut! You picked up one of the leeches? I was a little bit afraid of that. He and his brother came down here to set their mother's remains to rest, But of course that does leave him very vulnerable to leeches. Good thing Dawnsoul's brother is so good at taking care of leech situations. And Frostbite, I guess you're going to have to be pretty careful too. It's not as though we've done too much exploring out this way, but I suppose we have to get it prepared anyways. Curse or not, this is where we have to go to get our creatures to the next island. So Dusk Soul is a pretty excellent healer, and these babies are lucky to have him around. But I wonder if maybe Dawnsoul could bring her new friend to him too. Kuduk is sick, so he's going to need some healing magic anyways. And for that matter, he's probably going to need another one of the healing fruits before long. He's getting close to the end of his lifespan just because of that illness. And I don't think Dawnsoul wants to see him wither away like that. I think she's really taken a shining to this creature. They're kind of like polar opposites too. Dawnsoul was known for being very sneaky and stealthy. That's why she's such a good scout. But with those giant mammoth feet that he has, I can only see him being like clumsy and loud as he stomps through the grasses. It's a great way for him to flatten down pathways, and I feel like that would be his main role in the tribe. But at the same time, he probably scares away like every last bunny that comes into contact with him. So let's scoot you down the shore. If we bring Dawnsoul right up here, maybe we could light up more of the way for you. No, it looks like that's about as far as you can get. So instead, Dawnsoul, just scoot into the grass for us. That way we should be able to guide your brother over to this area faster. He really has his work cut out for him. How many sick creatures does he have to take care of now? 3 sick creatures on this shore? And I mean, he's also caught a cold in his lifetime too. The poor guy's gonna need a break before he runs himself ragged. Now back to our bluebird leader, who I'm sure is going to stay very close to our little prickly princess side. We'll have her go ahead and just pick up the grass for now. Maybe we could even have our little ghost come over too to help warm them up. I know that Salami has been struggling with the cold recently, and it looks like Anarim is also very, very chilly. So maybe Sunflower had tried to guide her over this way? I mean, for that matter, these two are also our only spiky-bodied creatures in the entire tribe, so maybe she could teach him a thing or two. Now, I think we're just down to use spell, and we'll probably leave you right there so you can stay right on top of the stump. You can watch Doubloon as he comes back home, maybe help guide him in the right direction, and then we should be ready to skip the day and see if this baby is going to be cursed, just like so many others beneath this tree, or if maybe we're starting to wear down on Daybreak's curse after all. Well, she does have the antennas, and she has the Paragina ears too. It's awfully hard to tell because of that derp snout. Maybe if we take a look at her model? No, it's not really any more apparent, is it? I mean, maybe that big giant ear is a little bit more round, and I guess this one looks a bit more squished too. Let's see if we compare with her mother. Yeah, it's really hard to tell. Well, we know that she has the Berryina ears, and I guess that's all that matters. She kind of looks like a little Berryina herself, just a lighter version. And with that big Berryina claw, just like her father, she's going to be great at keeping the tribe safe too. So kind of like a double force, a warrior and an oracle both. And I think perhaps to show that they are not afraid of this curse anymore, they're going to name this little baby Daydream. So Daydream has the power to keep our oracle line strong, and maybe she'll even find a way to banish that curse once and for all. But it looks like your little bunny friends are still around to play, so let's go ahead and pick up that meat for them. And then maybe we could have Shine scoot down here, so she could breed with Frost Howl again, and make her very own nest this time, closer to the oak tree's shadow than before. Now before we go much further with them, I do want to make sure that whoever's bleeding, and it must be you, Chestnut. Yes, with that leech. Oh my goodness, have you ever seen a creature in a sorrier state? Look at all of those debuffs. Oh my gosh, Gold, please pull your little brother right out of the water, bring him over to Dusk Soul's side, and then I think he's going to have to purr for each and every one of you. First though, pick off the leech, lick his wounds, and then call everybody over. Oh, Kuduk. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize he was that close to passing. Geez, I wonder if maybe we should have him breed with Dawnsoul before he goes. I do feel like these two would start a family, and I don't want to lose those mammoth feet after all. But I mean, just in case this goes sour, just in case the healing magic isn't enough, we should probably ensure that he'll have at least one baby. And then for that matter, look at this. Our friendly Bergina has come up to say hello to him too. Now I feel like that would probably startle him quite a bit. He did, after all, take down the Bergina by the safe haven, so he probably has no love for Berginas, just like our bluebird leaders. But Aura has come up with a way to help our tribe tell them apart. She's collected many plants up in the mountains, and she's crafted a little flower crowns, so our friendly Berginas won't look quite so menacing. It is probably a little bit confusing to someone like Kuduk still. I can't imagine it would be easy to accept a carnivore after his last battle. But he does love Dawnsoul, so he's just going to have to learn to trust her family. I guess in more ways than one. He's leaving his life in Dusksoul's paws, and I guess he's kind of leaving his life in Aura's too. But very quickly we'll just set up their mutation menus. I guess we'll want to place the Bergina ears once again into Kuduk's first slot, and then we'll go ahead with the ram horns too, just to make his babies a little bit stronger. We know that Dawnsoul's going to give her babies the ram horns. Well, I guess you could always pass the antennas and her inactive traits. But aside from that, I definitely want to make sure that she has the mammoth foot in one of her slots at least. It would probably look a little bit silly if we only had one giant mammoth foot on the babies. They would be very off balance, I would imagine. So go ahead and breed with Kuduk, and then we'll have him try to make his way over to Dusksoul. I think he can get there just barely in time. It must be all of those big plants hindering his path. Now Dusksoul, despite how tired he might be, this is your last chance to purr for some of these creatures. So make sure they all have that good healing magic on them. And I guess we'll have to cross our fingers that the healing plant decides to spawn back soon too. Otherwise, we're going to be in a bit of trouble. I wonder if Kuduk would let him know about the other healing plant. We do have this one right beneath the safe haven. Maybe he would want to let him know, just in case he doesn't make it out of this. He wants to make sure that a very capable healer will be able to take care of it instead. Let's have Gold come over here. Oh, or not. Okay, thank you, Surprise Rock. I guess you're going to have to come over here instead then. I wanted him to pick up some of those berries, but I guess that job is going to be left to Dawnsoul. Should we have her build her nest right here? I mean, I would like Kuduk to at least see his baby, so if he manages to make it through the night, I suppose this would be a nice surprise. And as for Aura, I am terribly tempted to have her start a family with our friendly Bergina after all. I'm just a little bit worried that they're going to be sick, because if I remember correctly, was the H immunity one of the genes that we could get from Berginas? I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like it may have been, and that might also be why it's so common inside our tribe right now. But we could potentially get the Bergina snout too, and it would be much easier if we're breeding with the Bergina instead of one of our own tribe mates. And then of course, there's the fact that Aura is clearly very smitten with our little Bergina friend. All of her other genes are pretty much perfect too, so if there was anybody to breed with the Bergina, I feel like it would be her. Their bond can only deepen over time. So go ahead and breed with him, and we'll have you build your nest on the next turn. Perhaps feeling a little bit of baby fever after seeing your sister's own child. And look at Mimic still calling the bunnies to his side even when he's way out in the tall grass. Bunny after bunny. Well, at least that'll keep him occupied. Honestly, I feel like with Mimic's skill at bunny calling, that's something that would probably keep Mary on edge. Maybe every time she hears a little bunny squeaking off in the distance as he steals one of their berries, she's afraid that it's actually Mimic coming back to take back their child. So I think she's going to be on pretty high alert too. And as she jumps down into the grasses to paw up some of those roots, there's one right there. I thought there were a couple more over here, but it looks like we picked the wrong location. Well, there are some bunnies over here for you to hunt, so it'd probably be a better place for you to settle down anyways. We'll have her try her hardest to hunt them down, that way Mimic won't be able to follow them, and nobody will follow the bunnies to Mimic. I wonder if she would even worry that Spell might have the same gift. Maybe she would try to keep him from going on any bunny hunting missions, just kind of make him stick to the fish instead. The only problem is, with his lack of claws, he's actually going to be really, really bad at catching fish. He is nowhere near at Doubloon's level of skill. I suppose we could have Doubloon come over here to try to teach him. It's going to be a little bit hard with all this grass in the way, but I suppose Stealth probably isn't watching anyways. In fact, I can see him being a little bit more interested in getting to know the new baby in the nest. Maybe if we bring Nukier over here, these two could play together? Oh, our Dodomingo! Have you actually walked that entire distance over to our bluebird leaders? Oh, I swear this Dodomingo was just looking for some babies to take care of. Well, lucky you. You have plenty of little children to watch over here, and in fact, you also have plenty of nests. Oh, are you going toward this one instead? Toward Mimic. Oh, is he learning to mimic the sounds of the Dodomingos? If only we could still make our creatures sing like Dodomingos on the stumps. It sure didn't fit our little critters, but it did sound pretty funny. Now I guess Salami is going to want to have another baby too. In fact, because her first son didn't have the stripes, I feel like she's not ready to move on from this island just yet. Maybe when her true heir is born, one with these stripes just like Adam, that's when we'll get ready to leave in the ports. So if we could shuffle our creatures around a little bit, maybe move Anarim out of the way, and I'm kind of thinking that she would want to leave anyways. She is very softly influenced by the oracles, so I wonder if perhaps she would start making her way toward their side of the island. And you have plenty of food to pick up along the way too. I'm sure that Mary will be very, very happy that you're helping her out. So let's bring Sunflowers straight over to the nest. He can meet his little baby, and then we'll have Salami breed with him again. And I guess try to pop some of those roots. It looks like we still have a couple around here, and while you two might not be gravediggers, you know how important that job is. We might as well have you go ahead and scoop up your childhood nest too before it starts to wither away. And before that Dodomingo gets any ideas. Oh no, but I think they are just smitten with Mimic. I don't think they're going to be leaving Mimic's side anytime soon. And lucky you, Frostbite, it looks like you're free of the leeches, so you can scoot back into the tall grass. And we do actually have a normal berry bush back here. Yes, so many of these berry bushes are cursed, but at least we have a couple of food sources that we can still gather from. Maybe you could actually ask Daydream to help you out. I wonder if just by chopping down these berry bushes, if that would be enough to get rid of Daybreak's influence. Of course, she's a little bit too young right now, but that's definitely a strategy that we could consider. So we should be ready to skip the day again. I think we're going to go over to this baby first. We have so many to take a look at on this turn. But I really want to see if Dusk Soul is going to be able to save all these creatures, especially you, Kuduk. Oh, thank goodness. It looks like he's okay. I don't have much hope for him surviving the next day. But at least he's going to get the chance to see his baby. Oh my goodness. His baby with 2 mammoth feet just like him. Oh my gosh. We thought that Kuduk was a tank. Look at this baby. I think it's those ears. It makes her look like even more short and sturdy. All those little red patches around her fur is kind of funny too. I guess they could be like little rose petals maybe, just like our ghost of the mountain. But they could also be a very unfortunate case of chickenpox, depending on how you look at it. This baby looks so unique that I feel like I should leave the naming option up to you guys. So what do you think we should name our first mammoth foot baby? Feel free to leave some suggestions in the comments, and we'll name her in the next episode. Now, judging by the names in our family tree, it looks like the other 2 babies might be males. So let's go over to our bluebird leaders next. Oh, I was hoping for stripes. But instead, this baby looks almost just like his father. The shape of his body has me a little bit concerned though. Yeah, I was thinking that was probably the water body because it looked much more slender. Definitely wasn't his father's big body, so it's not going to help warm him up. But he is completely without any pattern whatsoever. So the poor little guy is not our chosen heir. Still though, he is pretty darn cute, and he has an adorable name to go along with it. Tununu. Did we have a Tununu before? That's kind of familiar too, like, I feel like one of our bluebird leaders may have been named Tununu. I wonder if perhaps Salami was hoping to gain a little bit of the ancestors' luck through that gesture. Is another derp snout baby in the nest over here? Another derp snout oracle, in fact. We've had some pretty good luck with the Berryina ears. It seems like they're just attracted to our antennaed creatures. He's pretty cute too, though, and it looks like he also has the Berryina claw. So our oracles are becoming a force to be reckoned with. Nobody's gonna be messing with you guys anytime soon. We'll name this baby Spark for his electric fur and his glowing antennas. And soon he can help his sister make this safe haven safe once more. Now I think I saw that our friendly Berryina has actually crossed the stream. That's kind of interesting. You want us to go over there? I mean, I guess technically he was just following the bunnies. Maybe he smells all that food by the safe haven. But gosh, that is not the right direction to go, little Kai. If Frost Owl gets a whiff of you, since he can't see you in his visions right now, he's probably going to be too scared. He'll just end up reacting and attacking you straight away. I guess all we can do is have Aura follow. We'll bring her over here. And I guess this is a pretty good place to set up your nest, right in front of your Berryina friend. We'll have you settle down right there, so on the next turn, you two can start your little Berryina family together. Fingers crossed that we'll see that lovely Berryina snout for the very first time. Dusk Soul managed to get out of this one without catching a cold again, thank goodness. But that healing fruit is still gone. So unfortunately for you, Kuduk, I really don't see you living another day. I guess we'll have him come over here. I would like him to settle down right next to his family, but I feel like he would be too frightened. He doesn't want to risk spreading his sickness to his baby after all. Not after seeing her for the first time and how proud he must be of his sweet little tank. He wants her to live a good, long, healthy life, not burdened by sickness like he is, and like so many of our other tribe mates are too. Dusk Soul, let's have you clean out this area. We'll have you pick up the grasses to hopefully help this fruit grow again. But I feel like he's just so tired, he's having a lot of trouble focusing. Not to mention in the previous episode, he was also searching for the ghost of the mountains too. He was sure that all of that noise he was hearing was something near his shores, and since he never found the source of it, since Anarene was way up here by our other tribe mates, maybe he's starting to wonder if he's just losing his mind. The fatigue is really wearing down on him now, and with Anarene now continuing her journey down the mountains, maybe in the next episode, it'll be her chance to meet our little healer, assuming that he even thinks she's real at all. But for now, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye guys!